You're watching the RebZone Sports Show on Fox 5.
Epic. Last night was just epic. Gatorade showers for Coach Arroyo, his first dub at UNLV. Guys, I can't even put into words how pumped up this team was for their first win under Coach Arroyo, snapping a 14-game losing streak against the Lobos last night. So, Chuck, was the locker room lit or what?
It was turned. What you expect? We just won, baby. It's turned. It was a good vibe, though. Just seeing everybody have a good, time and a smile on their face after a good win. This was a good win.
All right, it was turned. The Chuck Wagon was turned too last night. Excuse me, the Rebels Rushing King, because that's his new name, new IG handle too. I don't know. Charles Williams is now UNLV's all-time leading rusher after scoring 2 touchdowns last night. He passed up Tim Cornett's 3,733 yards as William now leads UNLV with 3,763, and he ain't slowing down anytime soon, y'all. You know he's going to break out those hula dance moves on Saturday against Hawaii. I'm waiting to see that again. And you know what else I love about this show? I love learning about these players, their stories, where they come from, what adversity they've overcome, continuing to fight for their dreams. We sit down with senior defensive end Eliel Imare, who was born in Nigeria and thanks his mom and his Nigerian culture for helping him graduate from UNLV magna cum laude and continue to follow his passion for football. And Kevin Kruger is getting ready to debut his brand new team this Wednesday at the Thomas & Mack. Yo, the basketball season is here. And I bet you fans are ready to see all the new talent in their season opener against Gardner-Webb this Wednesday. We'll be catching up with the Runnin' Rebels as we continue to get to know these funny guys by watching all their TikToks.
My bad. This is a pineapple. This is easy. Bro, what is that?
The Runnin' Rebels always cracking me up. Yes, all hail King Charles Williams. UNLV's all-time leading rusher is taking over the studio tonight, as he should. Much deserved. Congratulations on making school history, Chuck. Well, my excitement is through the roof tonight, guys. I could seriously run some laps around the studio right now because it's my first RebZone with a UNLV football dub. At cool, right? At cool. It's been a fun 24 hours seeing how happy the football team is. I'm truly, truly happy for the entire football staff because I've seen firsthand, and I hope I've been able to show you guys at home just how hard this team works day in, day out, waking up early, being banged up, going straight back to practice for 2 consecutive years now. A lot of respect for Coach Arroyo and his good people at UNLV. Well, let's jump to the fun, right? No running laps around the studio because I was running up and down the sidelines last night. A wild back and forth game. Both teams coming out fighting. New Mexico would score on their opening drive. Isaiah Chavez to a wide open Trace Buckler. Lobos on top first. Later, the Liberty High alum goes off. Kyle Baldry gets to Chavez and forces a fumble at the 4-yard line. That'll set up the Chuck Wagon to roll on in. UNLV ties it up at 7. Second quarter, Baldry, dude's a beast out there, forcing another fumble. Later setting this up, Cam Friel has time over the middle to the guy with the best hair on the team, Marcus Phillips Jr., his first career touchdown catch. Rebels up 14-7, but the Lobos, they answer right back. Bobby Cole untouched, 75 yards to the house. Game is tied up at 14. Later, Rebels fighting back. Friel launches it deep down to Kyle Williams, taking off to the end zone, taking a 21-14 lead. And Kyle's touchdown celebrations are unmatched. This kid is hilarious. The Lobos would later kick a field goal as UNLV leads 21-17 at halftime. Can they keep it going? A back and forth third quarter as the GOAT, Danny Gutierrez, would nail a 27-yard field goal as the Rebels take a 24-17 lead heading into the fourth quarter. Gotta shout out all the Williams on the UNLV UNLV football team, it's a big Williams family. Kyle Williams, Charles Williams, Noel Williams, Jere Williams. I'm trying to think if there's any more. A 22-yard bomb to Kyle Williams sets the Rebels up at the 1-yard line and just let the King Chuck Wagon have himself a night. UNLV would hang on to their 31-17 lead and bring out the Gatorade showers for Coach Arroyo.
You know, it feels good, but we got to keep rolling. As an individual, record, that's good and all for my name and everything, but I want to keep this team going, and I want to end it off on a good note.
It was just pure joy because we come to work every day, hard hats on, just early in the morning in the weight room, excited, practicing hard. So, you know, it feels good to see it pay out the result. So, but, I mean, the older guys, we've won before, so, I mean, it's not crazy to us. It's just got to go back to work, got another one next week. So, but we're excited.
Hey, Coach, congratulations. I wish I could stand on top of Mount Charleston and scream congratulations, but I know I woke up excited today. What's the energy like in your building?
Yeah, it was a good day. It was a good night, obviously, for our guys, and guys are back in here and coaches are back in here, same as they always have. And there's always a good energy and good feel when you wake up and you got a dub under your belt. You get a chance to go back and really go back through the film, see what you did well, see what things you left out there, and get with the guys and really continue to head home on some of the stuff that you won the game. And I think that whether you win or lose, you guys have heard us throughout the season say we're going to find all those little creases and nooks and crannies that are indicators for our guys on what we do, how it wins, and how it plays out on a Saturday. So it's a good day back in the building and excited to press on and try to stack another one.
Well, I know Chuck says it's never about him, it's never about his stats, but he made some history last night. Are you happy that he came back for his 6th season, and are you happy of what he's been able to accomplish this year? Yeah,
of course. I think Charles is a big reason why we're having some of the progress and movement we've got in our culture and some of the identity stuff that we're doing. His move to come back, I think, is smart and having been in the NFL and been in those drafts, I know it's smart for him. I know that, and I think having another year and some coaching, some finer details will only help him. And then obviously as a program and as a culture, I think he's done a fantastic job. It's great to see him continue to press on and get those accolades.
Well, speaking of his brother, Kyle Williams, lots of Williams on that UNLV football team. Good to see him get healthier and have 2 great back-to-back games. That kid is so positive. He is always smiling, dancing, cheering. What positive impact does Kyle have on your team right now?
Well, I mean, Kyle does a fantastic job. First of all, everyone's got to remember he's may as well be a true freshman. And his resiliency and his optimism, his personality, we saw that in recruiting him. Coming out of LA, playing multiple positions at a small school, a couple different places, and still had a really positive outlook on his future, himself, his confidence, and his resiliency. And that's the stuff you're seeing right now. And again, he's in his first full season as a Division I athlete where, you know, everything's taken into consideration. So he's healthy. You got to keep him that way. He's still battling each week to make sure he's at 100% on a game day, but obviously doing some good stuff.
Want to talk about the other Kyle Vogeri. Dude was all over the field last night. 10 tackles, 1.5 sacks, forcing 2 fumbles in the first half. What impact did he have, and how did his energy just juice up the defense last night?
Well, my hat's off to Kyle, and it's been like that all season. You know, I don't know if I've been through a season we've been this riddled with key injuries, and another one obviously this week losing AJ during the practice week, and Kyle had to step up. And he's always been a really good guy in the building for preparing. You know, none of these guys, no one in this building has gone through a schedule like this. So, you know, some of these guys have been in victory lane before. They haven't knocked before against this schedule on a consistent basis. So, he's done a fantastic job of one of those older guys who's had to step up each week and be prepared and maybe not get a ton of reps, and then you had to apply it Saturday night. And he did a heck of a job.
I kind of want to touch on Austin Ajike really quick. I know he was out on the sidelines, but he was still coaching on the sidelines, being with his brothers. Does that show you the type of leader he is on this team, where you could just throw him a headset if you needed to?
Yeah, I mean, when you go through a travel roster, we have a lot of staff meetings where we think about the morale of a position, of a team, of a unit, and what guys who aren't playing can still bring to the table. AJ's a guy who can't play, but definitely was going to make the trip for what you just mentioned, was the fact that on the sideline, he's engaged, he's been in the game, he knows what we're talking about on certain situations and corrections, and he can help facilitate some messaging for us and just an overall addition to the coaching staff in some ways. But the morale of a guy like that, to be on the sidelines for us, he is exactly what we thought we'd get.
All right, Coach, hoping he can get healthier this week, but it's back to work for you guys. We are going to see the Chuck Wagon break out his hula moves this weekend at Allegiant Stadium. UNLV is preparing to host Hawaii at 1 o'clock on Saturday. We'll break down the 4-6 Rainbow Warriors coming up.
You're watching the RebZone Sports Show on Fox 5.
Chuck's hula dancing last year in Hawaii. I'm pretty sure I just played that on repeat on the RebZone last year. The football players were definitely dancing last night in New Mexico, but now it's time to get back to work and get ready for a 4-6 Hawaii team who have lost 2 straight to Utah State and SDSU. The Rainbow Warriors are now 1-4 in conference play, coming off a 17-10 loss against SDSU last night. The Rebels lost to Hawaii 38-21 last year as Charles Williams and Kyle Williams put on a show in Honolulu. It was the Williams show last night, too, in New Mexico. We'll see if they can do it again on Saturday. Welcome, Coach Arroyo, back into the studio. Coach, how do you build off the momentum this week? How do you guys stay positive and locked in and go win 2 in a row?
Well, we got to, first of all, continue to get back in here and get healthy. Guys back in and continue to elevate the standard of work in the week. And the practice week that we've had each week, we've gone through this gauntlet here, has been something we can be proud of, because you're seeing some of that stuff come out to play in many of these games. And so this is another one. We're going to have a great week. We'll build on the momentum. We'll highlight some of the stuff we did well and how we won. Obviously today and in the next few days here as we get, and then we obviously are going to point out some things that we can't have happen. And if we want to go beat a Hawaii team here at home.
Siobhan Cordero, you guys saw him last year. You can see what he does with his legs. How do you guys stop him this time around?
Yeah, I mean, another good player that's grown up around that culture of football, and it goes back a long ways to a quarterback play, but, you know, it goes all the way back to Coach Jones and what he did there in passing that culture in Hawaii and through Olovich, and now he carried on. So he's done a good job of knowing what the expectations are in that culture and that program for throwing the football and playing quarterback. And we saw last year what he can do. He can be a threat on both sides. He can throw the football, he can create with his feet. So it's going to be a great challenge for our defense and one we've got to be up for.
Coach, 2 back-to-back away games, now 2 back-to-back home games. How do you like that?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, to come back and to have two back home are always going to be nice. More than anything, I think it's the first back-to-back Saturday since week 1 where we've had actually a natural week.
Yeah.
It was good for our guys to overcome some inconsistencies last week, but they've done that all week or all year in Friday games and Thursday games and day offs and Tuesdays, Thursday games and that. So to have a full week this week's going to be really, really nice for this thing. So I'm excited about it, excited about the work, excited about our guys getting back in here and getting them going.
I'm excited too, Coach. I know Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it's been all over the place. So looking forward to the 1 o'clock kickoff. We'll see you in practice this week, Coach. Thanks.
Sounds good.
Coming up next, we sit down with senior defensive end Eliel Omare, who has an incredible story on moving to Houston from Nigeria. Find out how his Nigerian culture has shaped him into the man he is today, and how football has opened up doors for him he could have never imagined.
You're watching the RebZone Sports Show on Fox 5.
Senior defensive end Eliel Ehimare has had quite the journey to UNLV. Born in Port Harcourt Rivers State, Nigeria, he moved to Houston with his family at a very young age. He tells me soccer was his first love, but he followed his older brother's footsteps in playing football. Ehimare has done whatever it takes to continue to play football. He booked a bus ticket from Katy, Texas to Santa Cruz, California, where he spent 2 years playing at Cabrillo College. Ehimare graduated from UNLV magna cum laude, earning his bachelor's degree in accounting. He credits his mother and his Nigerian culture to help him get to where he is today. I know football is very big in Texas. How did you get started in football?
So I actually started playing soccer. That's my favorite sport, really, just because of my culture and all my friends back home watch it and everything. So I'm always watching the Champions League every year, things like that. But I think once I stopped playing soccer, I had like a void I needed to fill. And to be honest, I got bigger than a lot of the kids. I think I was already like 215 in 8th grade. So, yeah, my older brother, he started playing football, and he's a bigger guy as well. So, yeah, I saw him playing, and I ended up joining. And to be honest, I was a backup until probably my senior year of high school. And I backed up to my older brother. So my older brother was a starter, and I was his backup.
What was it like growing up in your household? Did you ever go back to Nigeria and visit family, or, you know, is your mom a good cook? I want to know just how you grew up with Nigerian parents.
No, we haven't gone back, but I grew up around a lot of Nigerians in Houston. Houston has a very large Nigerian population, so. And my mom, she is a great cook. And I actually have some bags of the things she cooked in my freezer. Yeah, have to. And she makes wedding cakes, actually. So if you're ever in Houston, He's Cakes, go hit her up.
Very cool.
But yeah, so just growing up in that household, I mean, I'm big, so you see the.
You were fed well.
Yeah. But yeah, we. The biggest thing I'll say I took from my mom is really no excuses, and just watching her work and her being diligent in putting her hands to work just in general. Yeah, that's the biggest thing I took from her, learning to put my hands to something, and I can't make excuses.
It's been a tough year, a lot of adversity. You guys continue to wake up and fight each day. You continue to, get better each day. What have you learned about yourself this season, and how has your love and your passion for football grown this year?
If anything, I think that I learned that it doesn't matter like the circumstances. So whether or not we're 0-8 or 8-0, I signed up to play football, and it's part of what drives me, so I'm gonna do what I signed up for. I'm not a quitter, and I don't make promises and then not show up. So the biggest thing for me is that no matter what I'm seeing in front of me or whatever the circumstances are, I have no choice really. If I sign up for something, I'm not gonna quit on it. So.
Each game, each down, do you want to see more consistency, more fight from your guys on defense?
I think everyone would like to see consistency. I mean, even for myself, I need to be more consistent. This season, one thing that's really been frustrating me is getting to the quarterback. And I beat the guy in front of me all the time, but somehow it slips away from me. So I wouldn't necessarily say that just the team needs to be consistent. I think me, myself, I need to look inwards, and I need to be consistent. So.
How did this opportunity at UNLV, being here with Coach Arroyo and playing for the Rebels, how did this change your life?
UNLV in general just gave me an opportunity. As far as education goes, I was able to graduate with my degree, and yeah, without football, I would not be able to go to school, hands down. So I'm grateful for that always.
All right, coming up next, the Runnin' Rebels basketball season is right around the corner. UNLV getting ready to host Gardner Webb this Wednesday at the Thomas & Mack. We'll catch up with Coach Kruger coming up. more, the Runnin' Rebels will debut their new squad at home this Wednesday, 7 o'clock against Gardner-Webb. 9 new players on this year's team, 4 transfers from the Big 12. UNLV will play their entire month of November in Vegas, starting with 2 home games this week against Gardner-Webb on Wednesday and Cal this Saturday. Coach Kruger tells us more about his guys.
Really excited about the progress we've made. We don't feel we're where we need to be by any stretch, but they're getting better. They're coming here with a great attitude every day. They're getting up extra work on their own. They've kind of taken ownership of doing what they need to do, so we're really excited about it. Yeah, there's definitely a personality. It's a fun group. I mean, they have fun competing. They have fun getting after it. They'll be in the gym the majority of today until we meet later in the afternoon. So it's a basketball junkie group, and I think their personality is starting to reflect on the court as we continue to get in better shape, kind of get in better sync with each other. But they're a fun group. They have fun, and it should be fun.
And with much more depth and experience on this year's team, Coach Kruger was asked if he already has his starting lineup set.
Not really. I mean, honestly, not really. We'll probably mix it up early, and we're looking to kind of the minutes kind of be what they are, and I mean everybody's going to play. One thing about this roster that we do love is there's a lot of similarities between the guys. So, the end of the game might be different in every game. If we're playing a bigger team and guys are rolling and playing well, we might stick with something that's more that direction, or if somebody's just hitting a few shots and feeling really good but maybe didn't play as much the late game the game before, we're going to go with that. But I think this group, they root for each other. So I really don't think it's going to be an issue, but I think they'll be ready. I really do.
Can't wait for Wednesday. Just a reminder that UNLV Athletics is requiring fans to be vaccinated for COVID-19 in order to attend home games this season. Fans will get to enjoy the games maskless this season inside the Thomas & Mack if they show proof of their COVID-19 vaccination. All right, tip-off for the Runnin' Rebels is at 7 o'clock this Wednesday night at the Thomas & Mack. UNLV football kicks off at 1 o'clock this Saturday against Hawaii. If you're a diehard fan, you'll go with that game and the Runnin' Rebels game after. See you guys next Sunday.